Saturday morn, 1:24 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm about to begin my WABC overnight, weekend overnight, on the largest, the most famous, the most important, and critically significant AM station, radio station, perhaps maybe in the nation. 50,000 watt flamethrower, heritage, and the like. Couple of things in no particular order. First of all, welcome everyone. Let me see, we have one person on. Let me remind you. First of all, if anybody can make sure to tell me that they are hearing me live, 5x5, that would always be appreciated immensely and terribly. Couple of things here. First, I just happened to be looking at and watching the Fox News channel in the studio, and I do not watch Fox News, but I saw the Jesse Waters show. There we go, Cappuccino. There we go. Thank you so much. Brian's there. Thank you, friends. Thank you. Welcome. Here's a little Joe from you. Uh-oh, Mandy's from the UK. People are pouring in. I love to hear you. I was watching right now Jesse Waters interviewing Tim the Hat Pool, who was very good. And I noticed, I thought this is a very significant, I think, a movement for people in our neck of the woods, because there's at least some titular recognition of somebody who is not on conventional media, which I think is terrific. The fact that they're doing that is great. So Tim Pool did a very good job talking about the most obvious question, playing back tapes of Joe Biden and how bad he was. We knew this. I mean, it's important. I'm glad they're talking about it. But it's just a complete and total waste of time. It's easy. Low-hanging fruit. The obvious. The obvious. No depth. No historical perspective. Just keep it simple. I love complexity. And I love the nightlife on the disco round. I like things a little bit more, a little deeper, if I can tell you. That's what I appreciate. That's my thing. I like it a little bit more, kind of like maybe comparing it to perhaps, I don't know, presidential infirmity of the past, Wilson, JFK's own problems and the like, his own, in any event. But it was good to see that at least they're kind of branching out, because right now we're in the middle of an absolute end of at least his stranglehold. Now let's talk about Diddy. The case this week was an absolute disaster for the prosecution. Disaster. But nobody knows this. Nobody knows this because they're looking at this in terms of what salacious information can they repeat? What salacious information can they provide as to Diddy, Cassie, the sex, the escorts, what the escorts did? What difference does it make? Understand? And the problem is that what people don't understand is he is charged with three things. Three. And Diddy is going to either be found guilty, it'll be a mistrial, or they'll reverse it on appeal. And I appreciate sometimes somebody wrote, you're missing the point. He's charged with three things. Three things. Violation of the Mann Act, which is basically the White Slavery Act of 1910. Any evidence of that so far? No. 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 Number two, he's charged with some type of racketeering conspiracy. Anything there? Any criminal enterprise regarding that? Nope. None. None whatsoever. Absolutely none. And also, there was some type of sex trafficking. Any evidence of that? Sex trafficking? No. He's a dirtbag. He was involved certainly in evidence or involved in many, many cases of untoward, I guess, unconsented to sex, I guess. Because let me see if we understand this about Cassie. Cassie is, for lack of a better word, a trollop. She's another one of these chickies who decide, okay, I'm going to make my, and I'm sorry, listen, if you made your bed, not lie in it. These are people of incredibly miserable morals. They have no morals. They've been around since the beginning of time. They were always kind of like the girls who were, Louis B. Mayer had them. These are women who will sell their soul, their body, their being just to be there. She knew she could have walked away at any time. She didn't. And we're supposed to somehow convey this in that she was the victim of trafficking? Come on. Stop it. Stop it. I wish she would sit there and say, I knew exactly what was going on. I could have left at any time. I didn't like it, but I made out of what, $20 million in the long run? What am I supposed to do? What does this have to do with the charges? What? What does this mean? What does it? And what's also the most important thing for people to understand is that nobody's paying attention to the actual case. Your comments are terrific, but many people just miss the point exactly. If somebody is charged with a crime, you've got to prove it. And if you look at this, oh my God, Harvey Levin is the worst, because all they're doing is telling me stuff about stuff that I already know. I don't know who a lot of these people are. I don't know who they are precisely. I guess they're big in the hip-hop news, I guess. I don't know. But in any event, looking through this stuff, what I'm seeing is a waste of complete and total time. A waste of time. And that's the thing which I want to bring to your attention. That's the thing. Let's look at this one. I'm looking at TMZ, by the way. TMZ, celebrity. This is kind of interesting. Get rid of that. TMZ. Boy, I'm in this really weird kind of a no man's land. There we go. There we go. I find myself sometimes really unaware of so many of these people's names in terms of pop culture. I'm not proud of it. I just don't know it. Here we go. The first week of testimony in the Diddy trial is in the books, and Cassidy is finally off the stand. The singer testified Friday for the fourth straight day, starting off with cross-examination from Diddy's defense team, and lots of texts were read to jurors, including one where Cassie told Diddy she wasn't a rag doll after the hotel beating. Cassie told Diddy she wasn't a rag doll. Okay, wow. Okay, what does this have to do with violation of the Mann Act, trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy? Would they have charged, what, Ike Turner with trafficking? Cassie also referenced an affair she had with an NFL player and told his defense she didn't hate Diddy and actually had love for their past. What does this have to do with anything? So what? For the first time, Diddy's defense team raised the possibility that he suffers from bipolar disorder. And they showed warm text exchanges between Diddy and Cassie after she claimed he had R'd her, using that word we can't say. Okay. She said she was expecting a $10 million settlement from the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles, where Diddy assaulted her. Why them? When she was finally done testifying, Cassie put out a statement saying it was challenging and empowering taking the stand each day. The jury seemed exhausted by all her Cassie testimony, but perked up when new witnesses were called. That's another sign that people are getting boring. Oh, look, there is Lisa Bloom, like her mother, Gloria Allred, always hanging around, supposedly involved in what's going on. By the way, did you ever hear about Lisa Bloom's connection with Harvey Weinstein? I'll explain that in a moment. You know who Lisa Bloom is, right? This is Gloria Allred's daughter. The first was the DHS secretary who testified how agents found baby oil, lubricant, drugs, and cash stashed all over Diddy's New York hotel room after his September 2024. Okay. Hotel. What? Homeland Security. Defense attorney Teeny Garagos asked Binda if there was any indication a woman was staying in the hotel room, and she said yes. The final witness was Dawn Richard, and the former Danity Kane singer testified she saw Diddy assault her in 29. Let me show you something right now. This is the most interesting case I find. What was the controversy between Lisa Bloom and her work that she had contracted with Harvey Weinstein in order for her to have her projects green-lighted? Was she accused of violating her role as victim's advocate in order for her own professional gain? Okay? That's the question. Let me see something here. Boy, I am in this really weird. I got to turn all my Wi-Fi off. All my Wi-Fi is half-assed. It's not working. In any event, here we go. Searching the web. Very interesting. The controversy surrounding attorney Lisa Bloom's involvement with Harvey Weinstein centers on a significant conflict between her established role as a victim's rights advocate and her decision to advise Weinstein amid numerous sexual misconduct allegations. Lisa Bloom, known for representing women in high-profile cases against figures like Bill O'Reilly and Donald Trump, took on the role of advising Harvey Weinstein in 2017 as he faced multiple accusations of sexual harassment and assault. This move drew widespread criticism, particularly because Bloom had a reputation for championing rights. Oh, by the way, a pivotal element in the controversy is a memo that Bloom sent to Weinstein in December of 2016, also revealed in the book She Said by journalists Jodi Kantor and Megan Twohey. In the memo, Bloom outlined strategies to rehabilitate his image, including conducting interviews to portray Weinstein as someone involved in women's issues, establishing a foundation. Okay, so all these people are full of shit. That's it. And what this is yet another example of how a case hits the press, but nobody's daring to explain to you what this is really all about. And everybody has an opinion about Diddy, but they claim to be talking about the trial, but they have no idea what's going on in the trial. They feel that an opinion about Diddy somehow warrants, provides for the basis for them to what, opine? And most people don't know what they're talking about. This is all the circus show. There's Mr. Magoo. How are you, my friend? Why do you think this is? This is very funny. Now, when you look at what's going on in the world, think about the cases of actual sex trafficking that is not going on. That is not being involved. See, this is the part that Trump and Pam Bondi and everybody has to explain. Why are we doing this? Why are we talking about this? Why aren't we talking about kids who are the victims of this? Why? Can anybody tell me that? Anybody? Anybody even remotely? I know people love to say, I don't care about this. The entire focus is on this. Like you can't believe. I'll tell you what I don't care about. The Knicks, baseball, football. Doesn't matter to me. Yeah, it's nice. The Knicks beat the Celtics, including that cretin Dave Portnoy. He must have one hell of a deal to follow him, because this man is cretinous. This guy's actually doing pizza. He does pizza reviews. God bless him, but this is a guy who people, they ask, well, I wonder what Dave Portnoy thinks. Dave Portnoy? Yeah, I wonder what Dave Portnoy. Dave Portnoy? What do you care about Dave Portnoy? Well, I just it's kind of where we are today. It's that same mentality that likes people like Andrew Tate or these phony baloney, these folks who are into this rough and tumble masculine, my testosterone level. I think that's part and parcel of this. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody told me that Diddy was gay and he was an ambivalent person. I would say, it wouldn't surprise me. He is a dirtbag. I don't know where people are missing this, but you can't charge somebody for being a dirtbag. Let me go through the whole thing. Ike Turner, Ike Turner. I want to read something else to you, which is very interesting. And I want to bring to you a new phrase that may be of assistance to you. And it's something which is very, very interesting. And this is called SCAD. It's a new topic, so don't be alarmed. Have you ever heard of this before? There was a fellow, a political scientist and professor at FSU, Florida State University. His name is Lance DeHaven Smith. And Lance DeHaven Smith wrote of the concept called SCAD. It is an acronym for State Crimes Against Democracy. It's better than a conspiracy theory. You know how we always use the word conspiracy theory, and I think the term is absolutely wrong. In any event, he first presented his idea in 2006 in an article called When Political Crimes Are Inside Jobs, Detecting State Crimes Against Democracy. And in his work, he argued that certain significant political events, such as the assassinations of John and Robert Kennedy, Watergate, and the events of 9/11, might not be isolated incidents, but rather deliberate actions by government insiders involving themselves in a variety of issues to manipulate media narratives, provide institutional stonewalling, provide high-level involvement, and to affect the erosion of public trust. So it's another version of, and I like this, state crime against democracy, a SCAD. And that's kind of what we're talking about, because we're really not talking a lot about conspiracies per se, because I think that term is done and it's finished. Let me go back also to say that if you notice, the president is back this week, and you can forget anybody in the mainstream media trying to explain anything that has happened effectively regarding his involvement in the Middle East. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you have any idea of what I'm saying? Do you have any idea, any notion of how critical? And the people who are going nuts are our good friend Andrew Napolitano and others, because they don't know what to make out of him. Is he a neocon? Is it MAGA? You do know, my friends, that MAGA is now a new term. Sonia says, I don't care what you say. Diddy has been marked. He is going down. Even if he gets off his trial, he wouldn't be walking on this earth for much longer. He knows too much. No, Sonia, because if somebody knows too much, the thing you don't do is to indict him. If somebody knows too much, like in the case of Epstein, the best thing to do is just disappear him. Diddy could have been overdosed very easily through fentanyl. He could have been just disappeared. What you're saying makes absolutely no sense. He knows too much. Let's indict him? Let's have him sit in that jail cell, having to relieve himself on a metal toilet? What are you talking about? You say these things, and it sounds, he knows too much. Who is he going to give up? Give up? What are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense. Sometimes I think some love to sit back and talk about, he knows too much. Who's he going to give up? No. You know how this thing works? They know exactly what you're trying to figure out that somehow they're going to put him through this trial, and then afterwards they're going to kill him because he knows too much. What do you think he's been saying so far? Tell me that. Explain that. Seriously. I don't think, and with all due respect, I don't think a lot of people really understand strategy. It doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense. Why would you, the whole notion of Epstein, I still don't get Epstein. Why in the name of God would you want to have Epstein killed like that? Why? Somebody write, F strategy? What does this mean? I'm just curious. Sometimes I think people just sit back and go, strategy. No. I think this is, I am aware. Well, I'll tell you a couple of things. First of all, I don't think people really understand it. I don't think they understand strategy. I don't think they understand really the big picture. I think, by the way, I need those likes. Forget this. I need 200 likes right now. You've got to like this story. You've got to like this story. You've got to like this right now. Your likes mean more than anything. Put us into the HOV lane of this. Like it, like it, like it. I want to see the numbers go through the roof. You understand this? Bloody hell, here you go. What does that mean? I don't know half of what you wonderful people write. I have no, it's like a belch. Come on, I need more. That's it. Keep those. Say whatever you want. I have no idea what you mean. I don't know if you understand. Maybe you're talking about a different Diddy. I have no clue. But I need those likes because the likes put us on the map. I have been the only person. Remember during Lacey, not Lacey Peters, Anthony. Remember Kaylee Anthony and Lacey, whatever, Anthony. Remember that case? I went off right off the bat on, what is her name? Casey Anthony, or Kaylee was her daughter. I was on Pix 11 News. I said right off the bat, she's going to be acquitted. Right off the bat, people went crazy. I said it's very simple because of the fact that there's no evidence of any kind of homicide. People went crazy. Come on, I need more likes. Remember George Zimmerman? George Zimmerman was involved in the Trayvon Martin case. Remember that? I said right off the bat, he's going to be acquitted. And people went crazy. Don't you understand? There's black and the race and the Skittles and the Arizona tea. And I said, there's no. Florida has a stand your ground law. And nobody wanted to listen to me. Oh, they said these things just like many of you wonderful people are saying too, because they didn't understand how the courts work. They didn't understand the evidence. They had this idea that somehow they're confusing what they think is right or wrong versus what happens in the courtroom. And how that works vis-a-vis the charges. So what I'm telling you right now is not about, this. Ask yourself this. Could Ike Turner have been charged with trafficking? Ike Turner? For what he did to, what was her name? Tina Turner's real name. Remember Tina Turner? What was Tina Turner's real name? By the way, what they did to people in groupies, oh man, wait till you see about that one. Anna Mae Bullock. Anna Mae Bullock. Now I'm going to bed. Peace to all. Go ahead, Wild Bill. Wild Bill's going to bed. Let you know he's going to bed. Wild Bill's going to bed. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. People are going to say, well, that's it for now. Bill's going to bed. I had this friend of mine. Bill's tired. Who gives a shit? I had this friend years ago who would always say, okay, I'm going. We say, okay, go. All right, folks, I'm going. All right, go. Go ahead. He was a bartender, and nobody cared. Okay, I'm leaving. For the last time, goodbye. Leave. Go. Whatever. Okay, I'm leaving. Jesus, God. What's the matter with you, Bill? I think you need attention. I think we're going to give you some attention. Everybody say goodbye to Bill. Everybody say goodbye to Bill. Everybody, come on. This is what he wants. This is a tough life he lives. Somebody, please, just say goodbye. Say goodbye to Bill. Wave goodbye to Bill. Bill's going. Bill's going. Just going to go out. I don't care. He spent us 20 minutes. If I don't care, I don't give a shit. Then goodbye, I'm going. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for adding so much. We love you, Bill. Because let me tell you something about Lionel Nation. I don't care if you don't know what you're talking about. I still love you. You can be absolutely off the charts, out of your mind, clueless. It doesn't matter. You're still family. You may not have a scintilla of evidence, a scintilla of evidence. You may know nothing about anything. Nothing. You may be walking around in a semi-literate, semi-confused, semi-focused fog. I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Okay? You're always welcome here. You're always welcome. That's all I want to say. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Go right now to WABC at 7, I think it's WABCradio.com. Check it out. Go to my Twitter. I think it's called. Let me see right now. Let me make sure. Just a double check. Just a double check. It is called, my friend. Hang on a minute. Ah, yes. It is WABCRadio.com. I got the 77 WABC app. You can hear it at any time. I'm going to be on until 5, and then that's it. And then talk to you. So anyway, it's always a pleasure. I always get with you because you always know. Even though Bill's going. I'm going to bed. Okay, Bill. All righty. Bill, I'm going to bed. Okay, Bill. All righty. Just letting you know. Just letting you know I'm going to bed. All righty. So in any event, 77 WABC or 77 WABC app, be listening. And remember, pay attention to what's going on. And remember something. Always focus on what you know is right. Don't listen to the detractors. In fact, you need them. The worst thing in the world is when everybody agrees with you. If everybody does, you are losing. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. Don't forget to follow us on Lionel Nation. Make sure you are subscribed right now. Make sure you are subscribed. Lionel Nation, Lionel Nation, Lionel Nation, Lionel Nation. Also, follow Mrs. L. Is he still there? No, he's going. Bill's still going. Bill's still going. He's leaving. He's been up for the past 20 minutes. I'm going to bed. Okay, Bill. Jesus. In any event. Follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. Also, the other channel at Lionel Legal. And until then, my friends, remember, don't ever forget these. Don't ever forget these final words. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da-da.